Hey, good afternoon. I don't know how it happens, but as soon as I get here to hit that live button, this shows up from out of nowhere. Go figure that one out. So, anyway, if you didn't know what this was, it was Bubbles the cat. It's like, where did you come from? You haven't been here all morning, and all of a sudden, as soon as I hit the live button, Bubbles is in the flesh. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you. Today's Metric Monday on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and I want to try to prove to you, if you want to go for this, why metrics measuring the past isn't necessarily needed or valued or add any value to what you're doing. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. I'm going to give you a real simple example. So, by the way, I had a class, so this is why it's a little bit late. I was doing a class for my new book coming out, Getting to the Next Level. Still working on it. I got chapters every day. I put stuff up. If you're interested, give me a note. More to come as we go. So I was taking a class on how to help promote it and things like that. Things about doing book stuff that you just don't think about, that I haven't done yet, that I need to do. I'm behind schedule. Speaking of metrics, I am behind schedule on that. Anyway, but I'm here. It's about lunchtime here on the East Coast. So, what about this time thing, Greg? Why you talk about the past and the future metrics? I talk about the past and the future metrics a lot. How much less value added the past are compared to future metrics, and they do different things. They trigger different things. And I've been holding this one. I wanted to share with you. And it's something I realized, especially like this morning. I was up before a couple of days ago. I was way up before sunrise, and I was there at sunrise, and then today I was even up before sunrise, or I got there and the sun was, I don't know what it was. However, one of the metrics so I try to say that metrics of the past don't necessarily mean anything unless you really use them for improving your process or anything like that. But I'm taking off my watch here. So on my watch, I don't know if you could see it, in the bottom of the watch, there is a little thing that says 7:51, and that's when the sun goes down. Before the sun goes down, like when I get up in the morning before the sun rises, it'll show what time the sun rises. Now, after the sun has risen, it flips over until when the sun goes down. It's an interesting metaphor for past metrics. Once the sun rises, there's no need to know when the sun was going to rise today. Knowing that information has no value whatsoever. Now, could I say, hey, the sun rose at 7:40 or 5:45 this morning, right? That's what time the sun was rising, or 7:49, something like that, or 39. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know anymore, because you know why? It's irrelevant. But I can go back and say, well, what did I do since 5 a.m. to that time? And I can put some stuff. But what good is that? What value does that have? It has no value. So what I'm kind of trying to share with you, everyone likes them, says, well, what did we deliver last year? What did we deliver last March? Or did we get that done on time? Or what? It doesn't matter anymore. Once it's out there, it doesn't matter. Unless you're going to look at, what did we do? What could we do better to be closer to on time or something like that? Is there anything we can learn from it? But if you haven't really done that as a retrospective on it, it really doesn't help you anything. So the reason why I wanted to share this with you, like a lot of people look at metrics. Well, they go back and they have a quarterly meeting. Well, what do we do all year long? What does it matter? If you haven't delivered any product in that quarter or whatever, that's another whole story. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing, Bubbles? Bubbles, just sit. I don't have any cookies. There's no fortune cookies today. It's not Fortune Cookie Friday. What she's looking for. Anyway, so just looking at the watch, like I said, it doesn't show the past. It doesn't show when the sun rose, because there's no more value related to it. It's smarter to say, well, the value you have for the next thing is when it's going to set, right? What can I do between now and then? That, from a metric perspective, gives you a better piece. Like if you're a farmer, how much more material? If you're a restaurant and you open a shop outside, how much more time do I have before it goes dark? And I have to go out there and light the candles and put some lights on and spend some money on electricity and stuff like that. Or do I put a neon light on? What do I do? Right? So that may have some value to what you're doing in a day. The future, like our future is to deliver something. Wait, I got a good one too. A baseball game, or go out to an event, or something like that, or we have a big sales day, Labor Day sales, right? I just saw some group put a sale posting out for a sidewalk sale, right? When that sale is, has more value. Maybe your timer to that metric has point. But your watch, even your watch, does not look at what happened in the past. My little watch doesn't look at that. So why are you spending all this time trying to figure out what you did in the past? It's irrelevant. I mean, unless you do a retrospective on it and you wanted to try something that you wanted to improve, most of the metrics of the past don't matter. I mean, we in Scrum, you do like a velocity. Some people don't like velocity. They don't like it, hate it. Let's say velocity. It's an average over time. But what you did the last sprint and this sprint, they don't matter, right? That gives you a guide or something like that. But what you did 2 sprints ago, like how many points or how many things you got done or anything like that, is absolutely useless information. It doesn't matter. It's how much work you have to do or get done between now and the future. What work you did in the past is irrelevant. It's how much you got to do between now and the future, now and sunset, right? So I just wanted to show you that watch because it dawned on me when I was looking at it. Everybody, and it was really dawning on me because people want to look back. What did I do in January? What did I do last year? And I still want to be able to track that I got something done in the first quarter of the year. So we're going into the third quarter. Who cares about the first quarter anymore? You should have put a report out for that. And you should have stuff that's all been captured already. But by now, it's irrelevant, right? So I still have these conversations with business owners all the time. They want to know what you did last quarter. I'm like, why? You're changing your process now to get better on the next quarter. So you should be looking at what do you need to do between now and the next quarter report. That's what you should be spending your time on, not hours going back and researching what got done in 2 sprints ago or what got done in the last quarter, how much sales you had in the last quarter. I mean, unless you're getting a bonus check on it. And if you're getting a bonus check, something that happened 2 quarters ago, maybe you need to look at your bonus check system a little bit because that's kind of stale information, right? But that's the kind of thing you look at, right? You don't look at when did the sun rise this morning. It's an irrelevant, useless metric. And I just wanted to share that to you to show you, kind of give you an idea. Is like you need to question the value of looking in the past, the value of looking at the past metrics. I'm trying to tell you, you're wasting your time. You're not going to make money off looking at old metrics. You're going to make money on the future metrics, the metrics it takes you to deliver something to your customer and get paid for your service, right? And even if you're in the sub levels of IT or something or someplace, you're in the mailroom of a corporation, right? You still want to concern about the goals of getting that mail to everyone in the organization or out to the customer, mailed as invoices, right? Because if the company doesn't get paid, we don't get paid. So you are concerned about the time in the future, not the time in the past. But some people make their money on. Let's go look at what we spent in the past. I mean, if you weren't measuring in the past, it doesn't matter. You should, if it's something you felt like you should have measured in the past, measure it from now and into the future. But if you didn't measure it in the past, forget about it, right? If it didn't measure it, don't spend all day trying to go through every sales, every invoice, every little piece of data to establish a ground game or establish some metric in the past. Just start measuring from now until sunset. Don't worry about when sunrise in the beginning of the year because nobody cares. Even the watch doesn't care anymore about what time sunrise was. If you're going fishing, it's irrelevant. However, the only time I'm fishing would be if you did the cycles and you go, ooh, one was sunrise, one was 12 hours, one was the moon, one was the tide change. That might be the only thing you might want to think. Well, the sun rose at 5:49 this morning, and that's when the fish jump, right? They get all active because everything gets off. When the sun comes up, the world changes. It's just interesting. Same with the moon. So when the sun rises, everything gets activated. So you say, well, then again tomorrow at 5:49 a.m., the sun will rise. Because it was neat this morning watching all the little fishies jump. That's what just triggered my mind, if you want to go with that. But there is no need for the sunrise number. Who cares anymore? The sun's already up. More worried about sunset. When is it going to get dark? When am I going to worry about getting mugged here in Philadelphia? Not to say that happens, but if you heard my conversation this morning about having money and having it available for people that really need it, money really, I'm going on a side talk. Anyway, stick to the metrics. Past metrics don't matter. Filling it out, discovering it, labeling it, quantifying it, it's a waste of your valuable time. Don't do it. If you can't figure it out in like 5 minutes, don't even bother, right? If you can't look at your computer and the computer just spits it out for you, don't bother. Don't worry about getting what did you get done in the past. If you're measuring yourself in the past, you sure got paid for it. You can get paid for it. Maybe you get the mailroom and put out the invoice quicker. And with that, Bubbles and I want to say, see you later. Have a great day. Happy scrumming. And look towards sunset, not sunrise, if sunrise has already happened. With that, take care, everyone. Look at future metrics, not past. Bye.